best wrestling podcast in the world. Fact, the road-wearing original Pete, the believing, power of positivity, keeping it Rollins, the Summitt. Fact, the homicidal, the genocidal, the ECW loving, daring young creeping, Mr. No Days Off, Scott. Fact, the biscuit and gravy eating, Naomi loving, lunatic craving, the melting pot, JP, and you can bank on that. Fact, the Bailey hugging, the interrupting, the Jaeger drinking, mouth of the Carolinas, Lil Steven. Fact.
It's a new day. Yes, it is.
I miss you, Darren Young. Little Steven, Darren Young, in an evening gown match with Pat Patterson. Little Steven gets a little French-Canadian in him. Jeff Hardy's going to face Jay Leno in a steel chairs match. People are just jealous because I got skills.
Here's my issue. Is it worse to get beat by one midget or three? Little Steven in a beer drinking contest with Naomi. I have this big issue with people. I don't want to sound like an idiot.
Just kept it Rollins. Jimmy Hart, Triple H, X-Pac against Lil Steven in a microphone on a pole match. Anything can happen. Lightweight. If you don't want it, then don't bark it.
We're three-man band. That's horrible. I don't want to make you look bad.
You're fired, sir. When you want to hear me mess up, they're in Radioland. When you want to hear me not mess up, I did not know that. Wow. Wrestling with attitude. When you want your beer, awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome to Wrestling with Attitude on Spreaker, Stitcher, and iTunes. Of course, I'm the Summitt. Joining me once again today is the mouth of the Carolinas, Lil Steven, the pets and vets together.
Yeah. I was there for that show. It was a really good show. Had to go all the way to Reedsville. In somewhere in Virginia almost. It was pretty hectic.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Pretty hectic.
I think I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah.
All right. Well, welcome everybody on Periscope back for another show. Before we went to break, there was a question. What was the question? You done forgot, didn't you?
The question for Mr. Candlelight said he couldn't believe that they put Roman Reigns versus Triple H at WrestleMania. Let's discuss that.
Well, in case you didn't know, actually we could go ahead and review the picks, I guess, while we're talking about it. At Fastlane, Steven did win picks. But they did have Roman Reigns beat Ambrose and Lesnar to be the number one contender at WrestleMania. Trust me, I wanted Ambrose to win myself. I thought Ambrose was the best choice because then you could have made Ambrose be the next guy. You've already made Rollins. You've already made Reigns. He's a two-time champ. Reigns is going to be a three-time champ. What did I tell you last year? Once Reigns wins it once, he's going to win it 2 or 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
He's going to be a 3-time champ within 6 months.
And I don't think this would have happened, though, if Seth Rollins didn't get injured. I really don't believe that.
Guess who else was a 3-time champion within 6 months?
Who?
The Rock.
So you think...
No, just think about it. Back in 1999, at Survivor Series, you remember he won it the first time. Then he lost it.
To Mankind.
Then he won it back before Mania. You remember on
Monday
Night Raw. He won it twice. So that's 2 times. All right, he won it 2 times within a couple months.
But then
like Roman Reigns has done now.
But then he won it back, though, after
Mania. After Mania, because Stone Cold won it at Mania. But later on.
We'll talk about that, JoJo, when we get to Raw review.
What?
Shane and Taker.
Oh, yeah. We'll
talk about that.
We got a lot to talk about Shane.
I think, speaking for everyone, Ambrose was the universe choice if Lesnar wasn't getting over or something. I didn't read that last part.
Lesnar should have never won the match.
No.
Right? I'm sorry. Lesnar should not be in WrestleMania main event for the title. My beliefs on this show have been the part-time guys that come back should not be fighting for that title.
True.
Undertaker doesn't need the title. Lesnar doesn't need the title. It needs to be a Ambrose, a Rollins. It needs to be a guy that is going to be there for the next 10, 15 years. It doesn't need to be an old name carrying the belt. Triple H shouldn't have the belt.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at it right now, it should be Triple H and Shane McMahon at Mania.
I would have loved to see that.
That for control of the company. And we'll talk more about Shane McMahon when I get to Raw.
Yeah.
But anyway, Roman Reigns, I understand why you're doing it. I'm okay with Ambrose and Lesnar. I actually am. Mm-hmm. It's a street fight. It's got to be a street fight.
What do you mean, JoJo, the new guys?
What new guys?
I don't know. I'm just asking. What do you mean by that?
Well, I mean, when I say new guys, I mean the newer guys need to be winning the titles.
Okay.
You don't. I don't know if that's what he means.
Okay.
But the newer guys need to be fighting for the title.
Yeah.
We need to see a rivalry with Roman Reigns, Ambrose, Rollins. I'm trying to think. Bray Wyatt, if he wouldn't keep losing at pay-per-views.
I mean, Bray Wyatt could be an ultimate heel right now if he
should
did
be
it right.
If he would beat The Undertaker a couple years ago at WrestleMania,
Ultimate
he
heel.
would be made, but he loses to Ryback.
Oh, okay, new wrestlers. Yeah, all right. So he was agreeing with you on that.
Yeah, newer wrestlers.
So, yeah.
We're tired. I think the universe and the wrestling community is just tired of the same old act. We love I love Triple H. I know a lot of people don't, but Triple H. Look at what Triple H has done for WWE. Rollins. I'm sorry. Who created the Shield? It was Triple H.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry. Who created it? Was him. Who created NXT? It was Triple H. It wasn't Vince. It was Triple H. Does all this.
Who makes you pay a lot of money for NXT? Triple H. That's right. I said it.
By the way, they will be in Concord, North Carolina, April 7th.
But they say Charlotte, North Carolina, so don't be.
Yeah. The next match we had at Mania, at Fastlane, it was the IC belt, Kevin Owens versus Ziggler. Kevin Owens retained it. What, you didn't like the match?
I mean, again, we all knew Ziggler was not going to win.
Well, no, I think it's time. We need to see Kevin Owens and AJ Styles for the title.
I mean, on Raw, I saw a sign that said "Fire Ziggler." There was a few signs that said "Fire Ziggler." They do not like this guy anymore.
Because they keep pushing him back. He gets over, and then they bury him.
That's right. It was dragged out too long. Mr. Candlelight said it was dragged out too long. The match. Owens and Ziggler.
Yeah, I agree with that. It was dragged out too long. I think the rivalry was dragged out too long.
Yeah.
I mean, they should go ahead and put The Miz with Ziggler.
Mr. Candlelight was asking if we saw the tweet from Owens to Styles.
Yes, I did.
I didn't actually get to see it.
He tweeted out the Styles, something about as fast as I threw you out of the Rumble, I'll beat you in a match. So he's already talking junk.
Yeah.
That should be the match at Mania.
And hopefully it will be. And yes, you're right, JoJo. It does feel like we're being force-fed by the WWE. I actually agree with you on that. With certain matches, we are. Like the Reigns and Triple H and
the next match I'm getting ready to talk about, Charlotte versus Brie for the Divas title. Why in the blue world is Brie in the main event?
Get it right. You said it first right. Blue media.
No, I said blue world on purpose this time because I didn't want to say the other word I was thinking while I'm talking about Brie Bella. Do you watch Botchamania?
Yeah.
I mean, Brie.
Or yes.
No, don't do the yes chance. JoJo likes Daniel Bryan. I don't want to be mean.
Oh, sorry, JoJo.
I don't get this whole Brie thing. I don't. Okay? Brie starts to date Daniel Bryan, who's supposed to be a better wrestler. Nikki starts dating John Cena, who's not supposed to be a better wrestler, but Nikki's a better wrestler now than Brie is.
But I think, well, again, it's who she's learning from. I mean, it's...
But Daniel Bryan's supposed to be a better wrestler.
If Brie married John Cena, she'd be great.
But
she probably would.
Everybody says that Daniel Bryan is one of the best wrestlers in the world, but Brie is better than, or Nikki's better than Brie. What?
JoJo's doing the yes chant. I'm not going to bring it up.
Yeah, I know. But, I don't get it. But this match was horrible. There were so many botches.
We'll talk about that, Mr. Candlelight,
What?
when we get to Raw Godfather.
Oh, yeah.
We'll talk
yes.
about that.
Yeah,
we have a lot to say.
That was another one I meant to hit on when we did the rants.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I hope they're done with this rivalry with Charlotte and Brie. The tag match, we have Becky and Sasha versus Naomi and Tamina.
All right, let's just keep going, man. It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
I don't want to see Becky and Sasha on the same team. We know where it's going. Just get there already.
Well, I guess they're just saving it. They're saving the flavor because I think at WrestleMania it's going to start a new rivalry where we're going to see this for a few months.
But Becky and Sasha won the match, and then Ryback, Big Show, and Kane
Next.
against the Wyatts. We're not going to talk about it. Ryback, Big Show, and Kane won the match. Jericho versus Styles. Styles won the match. But why, did Jericho kick out of the Styles Clash? Why did you make him? Why don't you just really?
Well, what happened, Mr. Candlelight, about Tamina? She was strong when they first put her in the WWE, Tamina, but she is playing second fiddle because you have to think Sasha Banks, Charlotte, Becky. These are the new generation of wrestlers, and this is women wrestling. They're not divas anymore. This is not bra and panty matches. This is where it's going.
But you know what, though? Tamina was better by herself.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Tamina she's actually good by herself. She doesn't need to be in a group. Naomi doesn't need to be in a group.
No.
Better yet, if you want to do a group, you should have done Naomi and Sasha Banks together. They would have worked better together. Her and Tamina, it's just, and I know they're family, but Tamina's that big, she's like a Nia Jax kind of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She doesn't need no one else.
But they've been playing her as a bodyguard for like 3 years now. She was AJ's bodyguard.
Right.
Same
And
thing
that's
with
the other,
Nia Jax.
Well, that's the other problem. She's bodyguards for everybody else. So
Like,
we
just
don't
because
get
she's
to
a
see her.
big girl, she's a bodyguard?
Right.
Like, it's been going on when China was a bodyguard.
But then China got put. It was a little bit different.
It just doesn't
But yeah,
make
I
sense.
agree with you. Then we had a cutting edge peep show.
We're done.
I'm gonna move forward. I love seeing both Chris and
that's
Edge, but it's then League of Nations come out and act like they don't have a. So suppose at Mania it's gonna be League of Nations and New Day in a tag team match.
Mr. Candlelight said she's like the Tyson Tomoko of the WWE.
Yep.
I agree.
I agree. The kickoff match was the U.S. title, best 2 out of 3s. Kalisto
Tomko, sorry.
beat Tomko and Christian. Yeah, come on. Kalisto and Del Rio. You had Kalisto winning. Everybody else picked Del Rio.
I don't know how I'm right.
Kalisto, well, I'm very surprised that you put Lucha just back together. I thought they were going to win the match.
So that means you got to have somebody face Kalisto. Like, somebody big's got to face Kalisto. Because I'm sorry, you could not let that guy keep that belt.
Well, that's the reason me and JP Melting Pot said you should put Kalisto and AJ. I know I said Kevin Owens. He needs to fight one of the two. Because Kalisto will fit his style, and so will Kevin Owens.
Well, AJ has a lucha style to him in a little bit. Like, no pun intended, but he can clash with a lucha style.
But,
he can.
I would even add Neville.
The title isn't being pushed enough, you're right.
No, it's not. Neville needs to be against one of the two. Neville should take on Kevin Owens or Kalisto, and you should have AJ against the other one.
Neville should have had that U.S. championship 6 months back.
You need to push him,
Yeah.
That's the first thing.
Yeah.
Let's get into Raw. This week they show a video of Lesnar attacking Ambrose. Vince comes out to present the Vincent Kennedy Award. Stephanie McMahon comes out. She talks yada, yada, yada. And then, of course, in case you live under a tree.
I do.
You probably do.
Actually, we all live under trees. I think you meant to say rock, but I'll let it slide.
Then, no, there's only one rock. Then you hear,
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
About 4 years later than I expected for it to happen. Actually, no, I thought it should have happened sooner. What?
Mr. Candlelight's asking, do you think it'll be Lesnar versus Ambrose at WrestleMania?
It's already booked.
Absolutely.
It's already booked. You got a street fight, Lesnar and Ambrose.
Yeah.
Which
so,
hey, you know what? The only bad thing is I don't think they will put Ambrose over Lesnar at Mania. Which you should.
You should.
You should put Ambrose over Lesnar.
Did CM Punk win that one year when he faced Lesnar at SummerSlam?
Yes.
So I could see them doing it with Ambrose. I'm sorry, Ambrose is the next big star. Lesnar can lose to Ambrose. There's nothing wrong with that.
But Shane came out. He wants control over Raw. Vince puts him in a match at Mania with Undertaker. If he wins, he gets control of Raw. All right, real fast. I don't understand. I love that Shane is back. I rewound. I watched it 3 different times to make sure I was seeing it right. And I will be at WrestleMania because I did get my ticket on Monday.
Oh.
I'm there. I'm going. I don't care. I'm there.
Well, yeah. Shane O'Mac
is fighting the Undertaker. And I'm not excited the Undertaker's there. I'm excited to see Shane McMahon. All right. I think he can carry the match for a little bit, long enough.
Yeah.
Hopefully he can.
What I want to know is Taker's opinion and if he agrees to do it. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. You're right, because
What?
Taker is technically a face.
Well, now here's what I'm thinking. If you don't go back to the Ministry of Darkness, Undertaker, okay, I get it, but it still doesn't make sense why the Undertaker would fight for Vince, okay, against his son. It would have made more sense if it was Triple H and Shane, but because you already gave Triple H the title at Survivor Series, you had to go this route.
Yeah.
And from what I was reading, what I heard, the reason they went with Shane McMahon a couple weeks ago is because they said John Cena cannot wrestle at WrestleMania. So they went with Shane as the next option.
I think your what if from a month ago, if Undertaker won the belt at Royal Rumble and then faced Roman Reigns, I think that would have been better. And then you have Triple H. You have 2 all-star matches, in my opinion, because here's my thing. Undertaker then can retire after, because then he wins the belt again, has one more title run, and then he goes away. That is the perfect way for him to go into the sun, go right off in the sunset.
The perfect way for him to go into the sun would have been him fighting in a great world would have been Sting 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay? But now, John Cena
would have been.
John Cena and him would have been a good enough match.
But I think I agree with the melting pot. Like what we talked about a week ago. Like I don't think the build up and the promos would be as good with Cena.
I think they would be great. But one's got to be a heel. The face versus face thing does not work all the time.
Yeah.
You got to have the right guys. The reasons the CM Punk and John Cena rivalry worked so well is because they were both over so much.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and too, CM Punk can be still a heel. And
He can be a douchey heel.
Yeah.
Or douchey face.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, he can be whatever he wants, but that's what I think it'll work with Shane McMahon and Undertaker, because Shane can still be a major face, or hell, he could be a tweener for all we care. It doesn't matter.
I think what really is going to depend on what they do Monday night. What they do Monday night is going to depend a lot, because Undertaker will be there. I want to hear what the Undertaker is going to say. If the Undertaker comes out and acts as a good guy, it's going to be horrible.
And I want to know wwho the referee is going to be, because I have a feeling there's going to be a special guest.
There's going to be, I've already heard, it's going to either be Stone Cold. I heard John Cena. I've heard everybody, the most common theme, everybody says it's going to be Sting. It's from what I hear. It's going to be Sting. What?
Because I could see that. Yep, that's what I was about to say, Mr. Candlelight.
What?
You beat me to it.
What?
HBK. I really think it.
I don't want to see HBK again.
He's had beef with both of them.
But
it makes perfect sense.
No, it doesn't make perfect sense.
Why not?
Because why would he help Shane or
I mean, how does Stone Cold
Undertaker
make sense? Stone Cold doesn't make sense at all.
The only way it makes any sense is Sting.
Yeah.
Sting makes more sense than them. I mean, Sting was WCW, and they screwed up the whole WCW invasion angle. Okay, but
You're right, JoJo.
What?
She's just damn.
But there's no. You can't do. HBK has been involved in every Hell in a Cell, it seems like, for the last 10 years with The Undertaker. At some point, we got to move on from that.
Yeah.
There's other people that make sense. Supposedly, one of the rumors is Batista. I don't know if that'll happen. You could do The Rock. There's a lot of different people you could do.
I mean, I was surprised it wouldn't be like Vince. Be the special.
mean, if you tell me that...
Yeah, why not Vince? You're right.
You could do Vince. But if you're going to tell me that... But Vince, you wouldn't... I mean, because,
You already got the storyline.
Right.
And,
You already got a storyline. Tell me where it makes sense that Shane McMahon is fighting The Undertaker for control of Raw.
Yeah.
Tell me where that makes sense.
Yeah.
Where?
I don't know.
Because Undertaker never has stood up for Vince McMahon.
Never.
I mean, the Mission of Darkness.
He did for a minute.
But no, they worked together.
Yeah.
But if you remember correctly at WrestleMania, he fought Vince McMahon.
True. He did. That's why it doesn't make sense. You're right.
Shane has never been, as a matter of fact, he was the first one to go to Minister of Darkness.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
Far
as storyline goes, it doesn't.
But I think there's going to be something on the line, though. Like, I think Undertaker, if they make it a career versus owner of the company match, which is what I want to see.
Okay. Well, tell me where that makes sense. Okay. Why would Shane be fighting Undertaker for a career-threatening match? Ending. Are you honestly going to... I want you guys to tell me, are you honestly going to let Shane McMahon end The Undertaker's career?
Absolutely.
At WrestleMania? Are you
Absolutely.
Really? No, you're not.
Who else is going to do it?
Are you really?
I mean,
really. You didn't let CM Punk beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania. All right. You let Lesnar end the winning streak. So basically what you're saying... If Lesnar ends the streak and Shane McMahon is the one to end his career, are you serious?
well, but I don't see him wrestling after this match. Like, I feel like this is his last match. I really feel this is his way. He's going into the sunset. I do.
We've been saying that the last 6 years.
I know, but I mean, they've been doing all this stuff on the network. It's just, I don't know why, but I feel like he is going away.
I think he's got one more run. I think he's got one. We said it last year, but I think he's got, the way it looks right now, I think he's got one more year. At least. Maybe two.
I know why you like JoJo, because you guys think alike. He's saying Taker versus Finn Balor.
I agree.
And you've been saying that forever.
Another rumor, is have Finn Balor be the guest referee.
Yeah.
I mean, why not? Why not have Finn Balor be the guest referee? Because I've told the Melting, bring a young guy up. Bring the young guys up to stick with Shane McMahon. Let it kind of be an invasion angle.
Yeah.
Kind of. But that's where he brings his own guys up.
See, and I could have
But the bad part of that is Triple H is everybody knows NXT is his baby.
And that's why I think it would be really cool if Shane McMahon wins this match and then Triple H has no control over Raw and invades with NXT.
But
invades.
But here's the wild card, and no one said it yet. But I will say it because I'm the Summitt. I do things differently.
Shush.
Why not Seth Rollins? And here's why I say that. All right? If you remember when Seth Rollins got hurt, Triple H, Stephanie, the authority kind of threw him under the bus.
They did.
All right? He'll be back at Money in the Bank, where he will win. Why not bring him and let him be special guest referee for the main event? Let him back Shane McMahon. Let him go with Shane and screw over Triple H and Vince. Turn him a total face. Because when he comes back, he's going to be a face.
Oh, yeah.
So why not?
Good question.
Why not?
It's not a bad. I mean, that is a wild card.
So, I mean, that's where I would go. I ain't just saying that because it's my boy, but
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's part of it. He is the architect, man. Come on. Architect. I mean, this is a great time.
JoJo said that was a good one.
So why not? But anyway, that is part of Raw.
Rollins could screw Taker and make a feud for Triple H versus Rollins at next pay-per-view after Mania.
Yeah.
You're right, Mr.
That's what I'm
Candlelight.
saying.
That's good.
Why not? Have Rollins, because you'll bring Rollins back. Let him be special guest referee.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to take a bump, really. You know. But also we had the Lucha Dragons and Neville versus New Day. New Day wins. Lesnar with Heyman came out. Ambrose drives the ambulance back. Because if you didn't see earlier in the day, Ambrose got beat up by Lesnar. He challenges Lesnar at Mania in no hard street fight. Don't worry, it will be a Dallas street fight.
A Texas death match?
Yes. No, Dallas street fight. We don't do Texas death match. The Usos versus Ascension. I didn't realize they were still employed.
Yep.
Jericho calls out Styles. Styles comes out. Social Outcasts come out. Jericho and Styles, or as they say, Y2AJ, versus Axel and Slater. Y2AJ wins. Stephanie with Reigns backstage. Stephanie puts Reigns and Sheamus in a match with the League of Nations. Mm-hmm. R-Truth and Goldust are backstage again. The Golden Truth want to get together.
I still love those segments.
Yeah. The downer of the night, the Wyatts versus Kane, Big Show, and Ryback. The Wyatts win with Sister Abigail. Horrible. Ryback walks away from them. Sasha versus Naomi. Sasha wins. Charlotte comes out with Rick to confront Becky and Sasha. So it looks like next week on Raw it's Becky versus Sasha, the number one contender. They go to WrestleMania. It's going to be a three-way.
Yeah.
Hate to tell you already. It's going to be a three-way, which I'm excited about. I think it'll be great.
Oh, it's going to be great. I mean, yeah.
Then we got the Godfather is elected into the WWE Hall of Fame. This is where I got to talk for a second.
Why has Goldust gone back to the old ways since leaving Cody to go to Stardust? Like, he has gone back to his old ways.
He's going back to his Booker T comedy hour.
Yeah. But, I mean, that is Goldust. Think about it. Throughout most of his career, he was comedy. He was brash for a little bit, like in the early 90s and late 90s. And then he went into comedy for, 10 years.
Well,
that's just what it was.
I know. To me, it feels like Booker T and Goldust again because it's the comedy stuff.
Oh, it is.
And, it's
but R-Truth is now the crazy one.
Going to the Godfather, get into the Hall of Fame. I got to talk about that for a minute. Once again, why are you letting the Godfather in the Hall of Fame?
Because they're in Texas.
He's not. He was never a world champion. Okay? To me, the Hall of Fame should be for people that are Hall of Fame type people, players. Godfather never was a champion. He was an IC champion.
Once.
Okay?
Once.
Right. Can you give me a memorable match he ever had?
Yes. You're right, Mr. Candlelight. He was only one. He's saying he was only once. I see.
This Hall of Fame is like you're in the add to area. You get in the Hall of Fame.
Papa Shango was more interesting than the Godfather.
No way.
I can remember more matches Papa Shango had than the Godfather. Because the Godfather tried to give his hose out so he didn't have to wrestle.
Right, and that was the best part. That's what I remember for his matches. I don't remember a rivalry he really had.
Kama had more care.
Right, no, absolutely. You putting the Godfather in the Hall. When does this stop is my worry. Last year we put Rikishi. We put the Bushwhackers in. All these people are getting put in the Hall of Fame, and there's... does everybody get in the Hall of Fame? What's the requirement for the Hall of Fame? Is Too Cool going in the Hall of Fame?
They better.
Really?
Hey, if Godfather goes in, Too Cool goes in.
All I know is, and where my big problem is, we putting the Godfather in, but we ain't put the Fabulous Freebirds in yet. They're in Dallas, Texas.
Just wait.
And
They're
you
going
ain't
to put
put
them.
the
They're going to put
Freebirds
them
in yet.
last. They're going to be the final finale.
That should be number uno.
Number uno.
That should be second.
So dos.
Dose, yes. That should be right behind Sting. You should have said Sting, and then you should have said Fabulous Freebirds.
I think the Fabulous Freebirds should close the night, but I know it's going to be Sting.
No, they should. I think they should open tonight. But the Godfather's going to open tonight.
Yeah, you're right. Actors should not be put in the Hall of Fame. They should not have a celebrity wing. We've agreed with that, yes.
I agree. If you're going to do a celebrity, I'm fine doing a celebrity wing. If you're going to do it like an attitude era, okay? But when are we going to stop with these Hall of Fame, with all these people? Because Christian's got to go in the Hall of Fame at some point. But doesn't he go in with Edge? Then Edge is going to be a 2-time Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
And then you'll put the NWO in the Hall of Fame.
And they're gonna be
Scott Hall's going to be a 2-time Hall of Famer. Really?
And Kevin Nash, too.
There's 4 guys that should be in the Hall of Fame twice. Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan, Shawn Michaels, and who was the other one I was talking
Wow,
about?
you've really evolved.
I'll add Shawn Michaels.
Because
DX.
a year ago, you only told me 2
Flair and
people
Hogan.
deserve it, and
Yeah,
Flair and Hogan.
That's pretty much true, but I could see Michaels twice because of DX. But we need to put these when you put Triple H in, it needs to be DX and everybody.
But
You
I
know what
could
I'm
see
saying?
Triple H going in by himself, too. I'm sorry, he's a 13 or 14-time champion. He deserves to go in by himself, so I would put him in there, too.
I can put Edge in there 3 times or twice. Why can't I put Edge in there twice? Edge is 10-time champion. John Cena, well, thank God John Cena never was a tag team partner.
What do you mean there is a real wrestling Hall of Fame? It is a Hall of Fame. It's still a wrestling Hall of Fame. Are you talking about the other one?
There is one in Iowa.
Oh, the Iowa, yeah.
That's a national Hall of Fame. But at some point, they need to do a real WWE Hall of Fame.
They do.
Anyway, moving on. For the last thing of the show of Raw, Reigns versus the League of Nations. Triple H comes out. He busts open Reigns. He bleeds all over the place. By the way, League of Nations are horrible. Yeah. They're not getting anything. Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Yeah. Mr. Candlelight just said X-Pac was in so many factions. Would he get multiple rings?
That's the other thing. X-Pac. Perfect. Thank you. X-Pac. You don't put him in twice? I mean, really?
Actually, you could put him in, like, if they do the click, you could put him in 3-4 times.
You don't put the click in.
I don't know, man.
All right.
Don't know.
Well, yeah, it's so many things you could do. You got anything else you want to add about?
Not really. I mean, I don't want to really talk about the whole blood capsule thing.
No, we're not.
It wasn't anything
it's not a big
interesting.
Issue.
It's just funny how much people believe things. But other than that, Raw was not bad at all to me.
It was okay.
I think it started off great, tremendous.
And then it slowed down.
And then it slowed.
Yeah.
And I think that Shane McMahon should have came out at the end. I think it would have made a bigger impact. But I see why they did it, because they wanted people to tune in at the beginning so they could get you hooked. I understand.
Well, no, it was great at the end because you had Triple H and Roman Reigns going at it. Okay, you had to do that.
Yeah.
The problem is you had Ryback and the Wyatts. Okay,
Really?
And that just sucked it out of life.
So that was where you were like, I don't want to watch anymore. When you saw that, you're just like,
I was like, I got to fast forward. Do. All right.
Is that how you
Yes.
fast forward?
Yeah. Do. Yeah, it's like a car alarm.
And now it's time for Superstars of the Week.
All right, what?
Will we see another pointless contract signing before Mania?
Who doesn't like contracts?
You don't like contract signings? No, I'm kidding.
They're pretty bad. For who? Reigns? Oh, yeah, we'll see one the week before. Don't worry.
We'll see one.
I want to see some good promos coming up the next couple weeks between everybody.
Yeah.
Who's your 3 stars of the week?
Oh, come on. Shane O'Mac is back. So 1 for the money, 2 for the money, and 3 for the money. I got to give it for Shane O'Mac. I got to give it to I'm going to give a half a star to Vince and half a star to Steph just for playing out that whole. That was hilarious to me. How many F-bombs were dropped on Raw? Go back and listen.
Well, that was another thing I was reading is they're trying to get more edgier with Raw again heading into WrestleMania.
Well, bringing Shane in.
Can we please see other people being edgy then? Not just Vince and Stephanie and Shane. I need to see some other people be able to talk how they want to talk.
Yeah.
Number one is Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose should be able to do and talk and say how he wants. All right, do what?
How's Shane going to cut a promo for The Undertaker? Is that what you were asking, Mr. Candlelight?
I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know.
We'll have to see this week. For me, my 3 stars, Kevin Owens, hands down. It's been kind of lonely lately not to be able to give Seth Rollins a star.
Oh, really?
It's been kind of sad.
Has it been lonely?
It's been kind of sad. WWE 2K16 for finally releasing the Hall of Fame pack. Finally.
Oh, wait. You giving them a star for it?
Yes, for finally releasing it. It's been, but now I'm going to take the star back because you put Alundra Blaze against Paige. It's the Diva today against the Diva yesterday. But I'm going to give a half star. I'm going to give a star to Becky and Sasha. They get a star. What?
We saw Punk, HBK, Bray deliver awesome promos in the past for WrestleMania. Yeah, we did.
I think Shane could deliver some awesome promos.
I think so, too.
He's not going to deliver a CM Punk promo.
Well, there's only so many people that can deliver that.
Yeah. Bray Wyatt was good, but
Shane's good on the mic, man. I could see him. I mean, he can get a crowd going.
And remember, you don't have to say a lot to give a great promo. Do we not remember Triple H and Undertaker many years ago? They didn't say much before WrestleMania.
Didn't say nothing.
They 2 weeks in a row, they didn't say anything to each other. I mean, you can't do the same with Shane.
Are you talking about the first time they encountered,
yes.
2000?
Yeah. No, the last time,
you're talking about
a couple years ago.
Oh, yeah. No, the first one, they said
the first 2 weeks, they didn't say anything to each other.
And
remember,
then it was,
one time Triple H came out, interrupted, didn't say anything.
And then it was
turned
just
around, walked to the back. The next week, it was Undertaker that did it.
And there was a video package for the next few weeks, and then all of a sudden, WrestleMania.
Yeah. So it wasn't much. As far as my last star, who am I going to give the last one to? Oh, Shane McMahon, of course. Duh. I have to give him one. But yeah, that would be. Let's go into our Dirty West real fast.
All right.
Nasty.
All right.
Okay, at least you let the what if go out.
I did. What if someone else hit Stone Cold with a car instead of Rikishi? You remember the whole Rikishi? Rikishi was the one that was blamed for this. The worst story, by the way, thank you, WWE 2K16, for making this a showcase. Where I have to fight Rikishi and The Rock. I'm glad I got to be The Rock because I would, yeah. But who else? Give me a name that should have been driving the car instead of Rikishi.
Who was hot at that time? Can you give me some
Triple H.
names? Triple H.
Triple H. You remember they said Triple H hired him to do it. Later on, they said he was hired to do it. Triple H was hot.
You're right.
Kurt Angle just came in.
How would that help The Rock out? You're right, Mr. Candlelight.
Right. That wouldn't help The Rock any. I'm talking about somebody that would have helped.
Triple H.
Triple H
would have been great.
That would have been great, yeah.
Not Undertaker. You don't need it. Booker T? No. When was this again? 2002?
2002, yeah.
Not Booker T. That would have helped Booker T's career. We got him out of the comedy and get him a little more edgier and serious. Right?
Mm-hmm. That could have been one.
You didn't need Chris Jericho. It's not his style.
I got one. Eddie Guerrero.
Ooh. And then you would have saw Eddie versus Stone Cold Steve Austin.
But you remember, Eddie didn't come in his own till later.
Benoit?
Maybe though. Yeah. I could have seen that. I could have seen that.
That is a possibility.
I think Eddie. I mean, just because we didn't get. I mean, lie, cheat, and steal would have been a little bit sooner.
It would have been.
I mean, I'm just saying. I'm gonna say Eddie.
Angle?
Angle's another one. But
those are really the only ones I can really think of that it would have helped.
Do y'all not really think the Rikishi storyline with this was horrible?
Yes.
I mean, this was one of the worst storylines ever.
Yeah.
In my opinion. Rikishi, really? That's the main event guy you're going to push against The Rock?
Yeah. No, they didn't.
As a heel.
I said that, JoJo. I said
What?
Y2J, but I don't know if that really would have helped his character as much. If
I
he
could
did
see
it.
it.
Yeah. I mean, I could see it, but I don't know. I mean, I think it would have helped Angle, Eddie, Benoit, any of them, because they were more edgy at that time to me.
You know another one? Taz.
Ooh.
I mean, I'm just saying, Taz, I think he was still wrestling at that time.
I don't know
that
about
might
Taz,
help.
though, because...
I mean, somebody edgier,
Yeah.
Big Boss Man wouldn't have worked. Test. I'm just saying, I think somebody younger that could help their career more. Because Rikishi was not the answer. But anyway.
All right.
All right, well, that's my what if. Next week, I'll have two more for you. This week in wrestling history, of course, whose birthday? Ric Flair. That's the only thing I'm going to say for this week in wrestling history.
We actually did that what if before, Mr. Candlelight.
What's that?
Sorry you missed that one.
What's that one?
What if Bret Hart never left the WWE? We actually talked about that one before. I think it would have been great if he never left WWE. I think it would have made more storylines, but I think the hands were tied at the time where I don't know what kind of position that man was in the time he left. So... And, but there's not really much more to say about that. But I think he would have had a lot more good matches with Bret Hart if he never left. And possibly other siblings might still be alive, but that's nothing I can say.
I think if Bret Hart stayed, he would have been in the Hall of Fame quicker.
Yep.
You would have saw a lot more great matches with him, Stone Cold, Jericho, different people later on. But he was so burnt out when he went to WCW.
Yeah.
All right. You got anything else?
No, man, I'm good.
All right. Well, from the Summit,
Little Steven?
the mouth of the Carolinas, Little Steven, JoJo, Candlelight, everybody out there, thank you for watching on Periscope. Like us on Facebook and follow us next week. Periscope around 4:30 next week. And have a great week, great day in wrestling. See you later.
All right.